Johnny Gill, take one. All right, Johnny Gill. I hope you got an Adidas deal. You got Adidas socks and drawers on?
Yeah, man. I'm matching everything. I match up.
Yeah, because you coordinated.
Coordinated.
If John Witherspoon was here, he would.
Come on, you know how I do it. Come on. You ain't doing too bad yourself.
Well,
the yellow.
Hey,
look, let's show them the socks. See, I see.
Come on.
Coordinated.
Right. I mean, come on now. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it. You know. I figure we're going to come out here to L.A., do some interviews. I ain't going to wear no blue suit. So, you know.
And he came L.A. style.
And plus, you know, and when you own your shit, you can
do it, yeah.
Because you ain't got to run it by nobody.
Yeah.
You know.
You're your own boss.
Hey, that's the only way. That's the only. But you know that. Because a lot of people, I want to talk about that, because a lot of people don't really understand how, you know, you've been in this music game.
Almost now, 40 years.
Almost 40 years.
Next year, make almost 40, yeah.
But you reached the point where you realize, I've got to be in control and own all the elements to do what I really need to do.
Yeah, I am so proud to say I own me. And, you know, we've been in this game, like I said, almost 40 years. Having a moment where, a period where there was I didn't record for almost like 16 years. And I didn't record for 16 years because I didn't want to record. I didn't record for 16 years because I was under the impression that, you know, you're old school, nobody really wants to hear, you know, that kind of music anymore.
Right.
I am, and you know, you start going, okay, you see the music is changing. Yeah, I didn't record for almost 16 years before I recorded the In the Mood album, a Still Winning album. I was off for about 16 years. I was, you know, touring and doing gigs and stuff, but just didn't record because I was like, there's no need because of the way the industry has changed, the music has changed.
In terms of radio stations, not playing grown folks music. It's all hip hop or it's. Yeah,
and I remember my friend at the time, we had just met, Ira Duet, and I remember her telling me she wanted to, she had a label and she wanted me to, she had a few people that she was looking at and she was like, I would love to be in business with you. And after I recorded that first song, the first single, In the Mood, that single ran for almost a year. We had to call radio and go, hey, we want to put out another record. Yeah, I mean, we thank y'all for the support, but what we doing? Can we slow it down and get ready for another one? And that's when I realized I was just like, hey, well, hold on, wait a minute. They still want to hear from us.
Right.
And from 2010 all the way up to right now, to 2019, I've been recording with records out.
But I want you to explain that, because when we talked before, what you just said, look, they were playing it for a whole year. And then when you dropped the album and then you brought New Edition, brought the guys in, the song Takes Off, blows up. You then, because you understood the game, you said, no, we're going to ride this song for X amount of period of time.
Yeah.
Then we're going to drop this one. And people like, oh, John's a new album. You're like, no, that's from the same album.
Yeah,
but you understood the science of the business.
Yeah, and that's the thing that catches most artists all the time. Record labels, I didn't realize until I became a label owner that all these years I would hear, you know, you get 2 singles, 3 singles. Okay, we gotta get ready for a new album because radio's tired of that one, and we gotta get ready for a new album. And not realizing until I became my own boss, it was never that. Nobody listens to records, to songs, and go, what year was that made? When a new record come out, or how long has this album been out? And how many more singles are coming off here? Nobody listens to that.
No.
But we were under the impression from being in, you know, I realized what was behind the labels when it comes down to that. And that was simply, they make their living and make money off of, they have to have a lot of you know, music. That's what they do. Volume, and they just keep throwing stuff, throwing.
So they,
what works,
they
what
need a
doesn't
whole
work.
roster of people
and
pumping out. So if you got 25 acts, they figure we're gonna get 2 songs out of each.
If they
that's
stick
50 songs.
if one or two or even three stick to the wall, they home free. They had a great year. So, you know, you start understanding, looking at the dynamics in this, and I'm sitting there thinking, wow. I'm like, you mean all this time? So after I did the Still Winning album with Ira, I then became I solely just went out on my own. And the Game Changer 1 album, that album went for 4 years. I had 6 singles, number ones and top fives. And I realized that radio don't sit there and look and go, what year did you record the album?
Right.
How many singles now you've got off here thus far? They just said all I know. People only, what I realize is that if it's great quality work, great song, great music, and then people that can connect with it,
Right.
that's the business doing that other stuff.
Right.
Fans, people that love music and you making great quality music, they could care less when it came, how long it's been out, none of that stuff. It's just that as soon as they hear it, I call them the jury. Once you get it to the jury, it is up for them to make the decision.
And you've had to deal with significant economic hardships in the business.
Yeah.
You had to deal with losing everything.
Yeah.
And so how did that impact when you were in control of it, where you now saw what all the expenses look like? We were talking beforehand again about, in terms of, so for me, I know exactly how much that light stand costs.
Yeah.
And that light, and that C300, and that 405, and that cine slider, and that slider, and that camera up there, and that switcher. So I know how to use it.
Yeah.
I know how to I can do those jobs. I can sit here, but it's also from a business standpoint, knowing, no, I can't afford that Canon C300 right now.
Yeah.
But we know how we can shoot with that XL405 4K camera
and get the job done.
So for you, talk about what that has been like. Not getting caught up in, well, who paying for the limos? Who paying for this? Who paying for that?
Yeah.
Okay, all that food is all that food that nobody eats in the dressing room.
Yeah.
I mean, so talk about how that is, how you've worked that and developed that.
As an artist, every artist, if you ask any artist that has released a record, and it could be successful or so-so, but every artist will come back to you and tell you, the record label, oh, it was good, but they could have done more. Like, we're never satisfied. I did find a new level of respect for the labels when you become your own boss and begin to understand what it costs to get a record out there, what it costs to have a PR firm, what it costs to get out and go and promote, all those things. When you're putting that bill yourself, it teaches you a valuable lesson. And though we can look at and say the labels could have done better, or it's like I understood and made you understand the game, the business. And I tell you, it's something that I tell you that if I had it to do all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. It allowed me to really grow up. It allowed me to understand what it meant as a black man, young black man, to own, to begin to realize that you can be successful and you can do it by simply taking control, not only over your music and your masters, but over everything. And I tell you, man, I love seeing that there's more Afro-Americans in our game, in this business, that are entrepreneurs, that are really doing the damn thing, doing their thing with owning their stuff.
That are looking at themselves as corporations.
Yes.
As opposed to, I'm working for you. I mean, I think about, that's what, when you go back to Prince at the Soul Train Award, that's what he was talking about. It wasn't just own your masters. He was like, no. Understand. Look at when you're on tour. When him and the Warner Brothers and that whole deal, he realized, wait a minute, hold up. When y'all were flying over to Europe to see me perform, I was paying for that.
Yeah.
When you have taken a Concorde, I was paying for that.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's this is what I constantly talk about, Johnny. You had better understand the business of your business.
You better believe it. That's what gives you longevity. Not because, I mean, hits can come here
Right.
and there and every now, but understanding the business is what can give you and will give you longevity. And it's funny that you mentioned Prince, because Prince and I sat down one night at it was at the House of Blues that was used to be on Sunset during that time. And we shut down the place. We were sitting down talking, and he was explaining to me the whole thing about the slave and how he was wanting to get his master's and all the other things. He was the one that told me. He was the one that inspired me to. That's why I made that decision to go in business. And my first partnership was with Ira, but Prince was the one that told me. He was like, "Listen, man, own your masters." He says, understand all of the business of this stuff, and not just simply because, they got you out there and they're you're doing the work and they're taking all the profit. I mean, we sat down and shut down the
Wow.
House of Blues. Yeah, that's when I came. And when In the Mood came out, and Prince, when he passed away, I'll never forget. What hurt me more than anything was and it still weighs on my conscience today. I just wanted to know, was he aware? Did he know? And that was what drove me to going in business for myself, the understanding what it meant to own my own label and to become my own boss. Yeah, he absolutely did. And man, wow, it still to this day makes me, I have such great appreciation for what he left me personally.
And see, when you talk about owning your own label, let's talk about understanding where you don't need validations. What I mean by that, and I've experienced this, man. And where you gonna get on MSNBC and CNN? I go, I own this. Coming out here, I came out here, George Lopez golf tournament. I said, we're gonna stay here for the week. We rent this Airbnb. We bring all of our equipment in. I come with two of my production guys from DC. We hire 3 people here in LA. This is what it's gonna cost. We're gonna do
That's
10,
right.
15 interviews for the week.
Yeah.
We shot 7 interviews last time. If I pick up 4 more, I now have 26 episodes.
Wow.
For that I can run a new interview every 2 weeks
Wow.
on my OTT network.
Wow.
And then we shot them all in 3 weeks.
Wow.
What? And I own it.
Yeah.
I now can license it.
Yeah.
If someone comes to me and they say, "Hey, we would love to pick up your interview series, Roland, on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime or somewhere across overseas,"
Yeah.
they got to negotiate with me.
Yep.
The licensing fee. Ain't no middleman.
That's right.
And I'm like, my worth is not, it's MSCB. And here's the deal. And if none of those people even call me, I can put it out myself.
Yep.
And I'm perfectly happy, content, satisfied that it's quality, it looks awesome, shot well, great content. That's what matters.
And you know what you're doing. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
But you got cats who get caught up. Yeah, but Johnny, but you ain't no major. But it's not. But it's like, man, and that's what I'm saying. It's this thing where folk just they think that, yeah, but that's not major, because they're seeking that validation versus the quality of the work you put out.
Listen, I sold 3-4 million records from the Johnny Gill album with My. I sold a couple million with the Provocative album, and the list goes on. You know where I still get most of my royalties? They're still coming in strong. And I've made more from my royalties on my independent records from both of from the Still Winning to the In the Mood to the Game Changer 1 and the Game Changer 2. Like, it's not even, there's no comparison.
Prince said that.
No comparison.
Prince did an interview, and it was when he released Emancipation 1, 2, 3. And it was, I never forget, it was an online interview with the Report. And they were, well, this is only sold X number of units. And Prince said, Do y'all realize that I made more money off
Yep.
of this album here than the Purple Rain?
Yeah.
They were like, what are you talking about? Hey, Purple Rain was a blockbuster. He's like, no, I made more money off of this. And that's what I
Yeah.
mean. So you get
Yep.
these people who think, oh, but this huge, y'all were big, these huge projects, and you were selling the stuff. It still came down to, yeah, it sold a lot.
Yeah.
But I wasn't the one who made a lot.
Here's my reality. I'd much rather go to work and get on that stage and get my money than to try to figure out. I'd rather get paid less, but I'll get more of an audience in there yelling and screaming to make me feel good, because I can't take those screams to the bank on Monday morning to deposit them. So
This is what I tell people. I can't deposit. You did a good job.
Yeah, it don't work. So,
It don't.
so I've learned a long time ago, man. It's just not about how many screams. I appreciate those that appreciate me, love that. But at the end of the day, what is most important is understanding your value and knowing that when I walk off that stage, I can go home and I can deposit and I can take care of my family because I put in my work.
Right.
You know, so that's what's most important to all of us. And I think once you get past that and needing, because sometimes I think it's about validation for some people.
Absolutely.
I think I've been here long enough to understand and know who I am and what I'm
Yes.
capable of doing. And so it's like, I know those that show up are showing me already they appreciate me
Yeah.
because they're sold, the buildings, the shows are sold out. So that tells me all I need to know.
There you go.
So, it's about taking care of business, man. And at the end of the day, like I said, you could be walking around the street and could be the most well-known person on the planet, but
Be broke as hell.
And broke as hell. And I've seen quite a few and know quite a few that you would sit there and you'd be thinking, well, wait a minute. I know they can't be.
And they out there fronting, hitting you up for loans.
Hitting you, yeah.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. The window to invest in Fanbase is closing. We've raised over $10.6 million of our $17 million goal. That means there's room for less than 6,370 people to invest in Fanbase for the average amount. The minimum to invest in Fanbase right now is $399. That makes you an owner in Fanbase today. Go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. Why? Because current social apps have taken advantage of users for far too long, with content suppression, shadow banning, harmful racist content, and no real tools for monetization and equity. Fanbase has over 1.4 million users and counting, allowing anyone to reach all their following and monetize their content from day one. Social media is the new TV, and whoever owns the apps that distribute that content have the opportunity to own potential billion-dollar companies. While big platforms with uncertain futures are failing to serve their users, Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now, invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the next generation of social media.
I've had I can't say, I can't pinpoint where it comes from. I certainly think it's upbringing, but neither one of my parents went to college. Ain't like we had money. My parents combined never made more than $50,000.
Wow.
But my whole, even when I think back to when I went to Communications High School and when I was at Texas A&M, even when I got out, I never had this idea that I needed to go work at the Washington Post or the New York Times to feel like I made it. Early in my career, I'm thinking back. I remember people were saying to me in college, "Roland, man, you need to go work for the New York Times." And I said, "I don't work for the New York Times." I said, "I can do quality work wherever I go to work. And people would look at me like I was crazy, like, that's the New York Times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's NBC, ABC. I was like, yeah. I said, I can do quality work regardless because I know what it feels like.
Yeah, did you ever tell them what I gave, the nickname I gave you? Come on, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you about him. I would watch Floyd having these debates, and there's like a look that comes on his face, and I would go, oh shit. Okay, he's getting ready. So I started calling him, hey, little Pitbull. I was like, yo, this is Pitbull right here, because it was like I could always tell when you was getting ready to lock the jaw, and it was not going.
There is a look.
And I used to go, I was like, man, yeah. And I remember when I first met you, I was like, hey, listen, here, Pitbull, nice to meet you.
See
I freaking love it.
Okay, see, here's why you gonna laugh. Because when I was at the Fort Worth Star Telegram, it was a brother who brought me in, Ken Bunting. God rest his soul. They hired me, and Ken should have been the top editor of the newspaper. Mm-hmm. He had played all the positions. Mm-hmm. He had beloved in the newspaper. Everybody loved Ken. I mean, all of that. And he got passed over. And they picked a woman, Debbie Price, grossly unqualified, had never been an editor in her life. Not even a college newspaper. She went from being a columnist to the top editor. It was utterly ridiculous. Wow. And the publisher, Rich Connor, picked her. So they had a meeting, and where they introduced. He comes down and he announces who's going to be the new executive editor. So man, we sitting in that. So I'm standing up, but next to the column. And just look at my face, utter disdain, hot, pissed. Now Ken, he's there. He's got a look on his face, and Ken's, look, it's all good. Soldier on. I'm like, fuck that. I ain't even. I'm like, I am not feeling this. And so when they finish, so Connor goes, any questions? Hitting his ass with questions. And folks were like, damn. And then like when it was over, everybody walking up, shaking her hand, congratulating her. I walked right past her. I wasn't gonna front. I wasn't gonna sit here and congratulate you when you shouldn't have gotten a job. And folks were like, bro, man, you were asking them questions. I said, man, let me explain something to y'all. I said, y'all gotta make up y'all mind. I said, you don't hire a pit bull and think the pit bull only gonna attack outside the building. Yeah. I said, sometime in a pit bull gonna turn on you.
Yeah.
I said, because a pit bull is a pit bull.
Yeah.
I said, now, my suggestion don't provoke that pit bull. But a pit bull is going to be a pit bull.
Yep.
Inside the building or outside the building.
That's right.
And that's what I told him.
Wow.
And my deal has always been, I am going to hold you accountable.
Yep.
If it's on diversity, if it's on hiring, it don't matter if I'm getting paid, because what I cannot stand are parking lot militants.
Yeah. And one thing that I know, I witness it and I see it, I know it to be of truth. I saw what you did and getting it started with CBS. I was like, whoa.
No, I mean, it's just
I'm not. I don't care who you are. I'm gonna hold you accountable.
That's it. And look, and I know for a fact, and I know that I have lost out on opportunities. I know for a fact, like I got no problem saying it. That I'm not killing myself for it. I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah.
There is no reason in the world that I'm not signed with one of the networks to be a top commentator.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I will take on all these cats. But they deal is this is what one exec told a friend of mine. This was a white guy who ran one of the networks. He said, Roland's like a strong cup of black coffee. Not everybody can handle a strong cup of black coffee. And I'm sitting here going, well, maybe we need more strong cups of black coffee on TV, because y'all got too many people who got too much milk and sugar and cream in it. And you need a strong black cup of coffee. But that's the thing, man. And it's like, and when I tell people, there's a consequence to being you, to doing you, but you accept it.
Yeah.
And then go with it. And if you don't get certain things because of that, I'm fine.
Yeah. But have you ever done a show and they prepped you and asked you in any subtle kind of way, like, hey, listen, this show's blah, 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 and we need you to, kind of keep it or tone it down, or can you, blah, blah, blah. Well, I was just wondering because,
no, that's happened. I'm talking about when I was at CNN, they called my agent and they said, hey, can you have Roland pull it back? Because, it's just a TV debate. And it was Mark Watson. Mark said, you see, y'all gotta understand. He said, that's not rolling in fifth gear. He said, that's second gear. He said, y'all think that's not fifth gear. He said, so your people, he said, everybody else, they in fifth gear. He in second gear. He said, so you want him to dial it back to first? Because, and my deal was, when I go on, I'm thinking about the viewer, I'm thinking about the consumer. And my deal is, I'm about to put you in a rhetorical body bag.
Yeah, I've seen that 150 times. That's what I told you.
My deal is, I'm about to take you out. Now, if you can't handle this heat, don't sit your ass in that chair. This is I will compare it, and you tell me when this is happening, because I always ask, you call them pops, Eddie Leverty. To me, it's no different when you're a singer. You tell me, who is it where you were like, y'all might be on the bill together, or they might be there when you say, now I'm letting y'all know, we gonna wear your ass out when you hit that stage.
Yeah.
So y'all gonna have to bring some extra, because when we walk off that stage, that's literally how I operate.
Yeah.
I operate. It's literally the exact same way as an athlete or as a singer. When we walk out and that red light come on,
you already know it's
game time.
It's game time.
And I'm about to bring. I'm about to bring a can. Hashtag Team Whip That Ass is about to show up. And to me, this is just me. You should say, I accept the challenge. To me, that's how this is singing.
Yeah.
When somebody says,
come on,
Johnny,
bring it.
we're about to put it on you. You're like, okay.
I'm like, bring it on, let's go. Show me what you got. Let's go. Yeah.
Pull up a chair, take your seat. The Black Tape with me, Dr. Greg Carr, here on the Black Star Network. Every week, we'll take a deeper dive into the world we're living in. Join the conversation only on the Black Star Network.
Give me 2 or 3 people where that's happened, where y'all were like, all right.
Oh man, we done been in so many, but I don't think it was ever a secret about myself and my personal feelings about Brian McKnight. I remember we had some issues one time.
I don't remember. Go tell.
Yeah, it was us and Brian going. We was on tour, so Brian wanted to be the headliner. Now your headliner with New Edition. So we're like, okay, you want to be a headliner? Not a problem.
Since you think you that big and bad, okay?
Yeah. And I'll never forget one night we two of the guys, the driver got lost. I think it was Westbury we were playing. And I'll never forget, they asked him if he didn't mind going on first, and we would close out. And they came back and he said, no. You know, so that we were saying, I said, well, how do we give these people that have paid all this money their money's worth to see both acts that they came to see?
Right.
And I said, I think that was just really selfish and egotistical, because I was, you know, couldn't have, it wouldn't even blink if you had asked me that and they was telling me, you know, this is what the situation was. But on top of it all, and I'm sure he would admit it, you know, on top of it all, he would go out after us every night, and the place was completely empty. And he never once said, hey, listen, I can't keep doing this, y'all. Y'all want to switch up? He took it like a man. Listen, I'll give him his props. He took it like a man. It was rough out there. By the time he would come out, you could hear echoes.
Wow.
And but I just always thought, for me as an artist, my mentality is, look at the show, look at the artist that's on there, make sure you look at who's got the most catalog, that stuff. The thing about people that come to see shows, you don't become a bigger artist or a lesser artist by going, I'll go on first, I'll go on third, I'm gonna close. That is such a myth. It's a myth that is so
Right.
stupid and crazy. Making a show become organic, where it builds and it goes and it does what it's supposed to
Right.
do, because everybody knows their place and does
Right.
their position. That leaves people leave there going, that show was incredible. Everybody was great.
But see, that's but Motown. But Berry Gordy and their whole deal with Motown was, when they had all those acts performed, they were like, they killed it last night. They closing tonight.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, what? It was one of the books I was reading, and it was like Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. It was Marvin Gaye, Temptation. They were all, and he was like one of the groups had they had a bigger name and they were hot, and they were like, yeah, but last night's show,
Yeah.
they destroyed it. They closing,
Yeah.
and they would switch it up. And so if the deal was, if you want to close,
You got to go to work and
you
kill
got
it.
to put that
exactly.
work in,
Yeah.
and you got to do it. Lionel Richie told me this story, Doc. I hollered. So when B.B. King passed away, I called a variety of people, and Lionel said they were in Washington D.C. and he said it was Earth, Wind and Fire, the Commodores, and B.B. King. And they were sitting here arguing who was gonna close, who was gonna open, and B.B. said, "Hey guys, listen. I found an earlier flight out of the airport back to Memphis. So why don't I just go ahead and go on first, and then y'all can figure the rest out." Lionel said, "Man, BB walked." He said he walked out with that with his amp and guitar, and he said he just destroyed that joint. He said then the argument between Earth, Wind and Fire and the Commodores was, who the hell gonna follow that? He said nobody wanted to follow that.
You gotta know your place.
It was like, y'all going, no, I ain't following that.
Yeah,
And he's like, BB didn't care. BB was like, I'll go out there.
Yeah.
And that to me, because Frankie Beverly told me, Frankie said, it don't matter to me who closed.
Yeah.
The deal is when you, and it's,
Yep.
and that's, to me, that's why I think when others bring the best out in you, when they throw that gauntlet down, and you know
You got to.
that I can kick it to a higher gear.
Yeah. Welcome to challenge. Bring on that challenge. And that's when, and listen, this was many years ago. I don't talk, I've never seen Brian, and we don't talk any of that stuff. But what I've learned from that and what it taught me and what I've said to many people over the years, and it's still to this day, when we would go get on shows, if you want to go, Johnny went ham. It was something that I always still felt personal about it, because I always felt like, you know, I respect his talent and his gift, and would hope he respect my talent and gift. But I often felt like and thought that we gotta always remember that we're first and foremost, this is a blessing for what we do. Many people can't do this. And also it's important to understand that those that have come before you, we stand on their shoulders. So it is important that we show some level of respect, because if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here.
Right.
I've only just made it a lot, cracked the
Right.
door open just a little bit open
Right.
more so that it's a little bit easier for you.
Right.
So whether it's Frankie, whether it's Patty, to whomever, Mama Patty and them, listen, they don't even have to come through that door and wait for me. I wait for them to come to say hello.
Right.
I'll meet them and beat them at the door
Absolutely.
to say hello. Why? For a number of reasons. One, because they opened the door and paved the way for people like me, and nobody's gonna have to tell me anything. And God forbid if one of my staff, somebody on my team treated or mistreated or disrespected them, your good is gone.
But it's just not, to your point, it's understanding who's paying is the customer. And at the end of the day, it's the greatest show.
Yes.
Who puts on the greatest show?
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. But bottom line, Ed, I gave a I gave a speech. I forgot where I was. I think it was in Virginia. And this woman came up to me and she says, "Hey, I'm singing the song after you finish." I said, "No, you don't want to do that."
Aha.
I said, you might want to go ahead and sing your song before I speak." She says, "No, fine." I said, "No. I'm trying to tell you, you do not want to sing your song after I get done."
Yeah.
She's like, "No, Mr. Martin, they got the plan." I said, "Sister, I'm just trying to tell you right now. If you sing that song after I get done, ain't nobody gonna be here to hear you sing." I said, "Because when I get to that podium
It's a wrap.
and when I finish this speech,
It's a wrap.
I said, I'm gonna have these folk on their feet. They gonna be hyped, and I said they gonna book right out of here." I said, "I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you wanna sing this song before I get to that microphone."
Wow.
Doc, she sang before. Man, she said, when I got done, she said, "I'm so glad I took your advice." She said, "Cause man," and again, but look, there are a lot of great speakers.
Yeah.
My whole deal is, I remember I was in DC, it was something about inauguration, Obama's second inauguration. They booked me, Michael Eric Dyson, and Ben Chavis to all give keynotes. I don't know what the hell. And these people, they were like, "Well, who's gonna go first?" I said, "It don't matter." So I said, "Y'all just tell me where I'm speaking." And I said, "It don't matter." I said, "You put me first, second, or third." I said, "It don't matter."
Wow.
I said, "All I know is when I get to that microphone,
You'll know I've been there.
it's gonna be hotter than this bad boy, right?" I just told him. But again, that's the thing that, again, when you got it,
Yeah.
you can say that's cocky, that's arrogance. No.
No, it's not. It's a confidence and recognizing and knowing what you're capable of doing. And it doesn't matter where, when you have to do it. You know what you're doing. You know what you're capable of doing and what you do and how you can impact people. So that's a level of confidence and that you have that is not arrogance. It's not any of that. It's just, I'm secure with who I am.
But here's the other thing. And I'm telling, because you just said it, and I want you to expound on it. But it's also understanding, I know what to deliver for this audience.
Yes.
Because I guarantee you think the same way. When you come in, when you buy a ticket to this banquet to come hear me speak, I want you to get in that car and I want you to say, "Man, I'm glad I didn't miss this night."
Yep.
Man, what he had to say and blew me away.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody
Yeah.
getting in that car saying, "Man, why in the hell did we spend $50 for this ticket? Why?" Man, so that's actually when I'm getting ready.
Yeah.
Like I'm sitting there, and when I'm sitting there, like I'll be at the podium, and I'll be like rocking, I'll be moving, and they'll be like, "You okay?" I said, "No, I'm fine." Cause I'm like, when I stand up behind that mic, I know what I'm about to bring.
Yeah.
That to me is what is of value.
Yep.
I'm about to give you something
Yep.
that's gonna put you in that. You're gonna remember this.
Yeah. Because you know what to do and how to deliver, and you know what you're capable of. And that ain't got nothing to do with being arrogant. It is just understanding that once you are secure with who you are and what you do, listen, I've had times on shows where they'll go, hey, I'm closing. I want to close. I want to close. Don't you ever put me on this show while everybody's arguing about who's going to close, because I'm always the first to yell, let me go on first. I'll go first. I'll go second. Put me on early. Why? They're still happy. They're new. They're there. They got energy. They're coming. And listen, at the end of the day, if the show, like I say, grows and it's organic, what you do, it's just as impactful as
Yes,
that.
it is.
The person that's closing.
Yes, it is.
It's all added on to what causes this to become that night that they go, it's magical, and everybody, boy, yeah, blah, 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 did this, he was good, and blah, 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 blah. Not to take somebody and go, if you want to just because about the ego, to look at you and you can go, okay, my catalog don't fit with the Frankie's, and I want to close after Frankie. Then it's like, Frankie done come, smash the house. Here I am trying to push myself, beat myself, trying to get them, trying to chase after something that you can't chase after. Why? It's simply because it's out of order. And at some point, if you want people to come, have a great time, and to watch and see a great show, it has to be organic. That means everybody has to know their place and go out there, you do what you do, and know that that's what makes it all work and becomes such a success, is understanding your place, knowing what you do, go out there, do that, and whoever closes it, however, if it's done properly, everybody gets their accolades and get their respect.
Right.
Hey y'all, welcome to The Other Side of Change, only on the Black Star Network and hosted by myself, Bria Baker, and my good sis, Jamira Burley. We are just two millennial women tackling everything at the intersection of politics, gender, and pop culture.
And we don't just settle for commentary. This is about solution-driven dialogue to get us to the world as it could be and not just as it is.
Watch us on the Black Star Network, so tune in to The Other Side of Change.
If that was I'm only going to use this, versus, but who would you love, living or now an ancestor? Who would you love to be able to go toe to toe with?
Versus?
Let's just say, okay, let's do two. I'm just saying that concept. I'm just saying if it was a concert or whatever. I'm just saying if you. So I'm gonna give you who living, and maybe you've already done it, or maybe someone who's not, and male, female does not matter. Who would you love to match wits with, to be able to say, y'all two on the stage, you got a microphone and they got a microphone, let's get it on?
Wow. Wow, that's a good question. Wow. It's so many now, and it's so crazy how nut comes to your mind when you can see so many. But, you know, if I had to go back in time, I would say Teddy.
Teddy P.
Teddy P, because, you know, such an inspiration to me. It wouldn't be besides nothing but to say that someone I idolize, someone that inspired me. It's like to be able to go, man, I wish I could have just stood on that stage with him, you know, doing what I do.
Right.
I've had the weirdest, one of the strangest stories I think I've ever had was I played Philadelphia, the end around. They called me, said, Teddy's coming. He was in a wheelchair at the time. He was coming to the show. In the show, I did a medley from Let's Get It On, Is It Still Good to You, TKO, and Turn Off the Lights. And I'll never forget, and you know, and in that segment of doing that in that show, you know, your audience lose their minds because why? Those are classics that they are familiar with. And I was looking so forward to meeting them, man, because I was like, Teddy's coming to the show. They rolled him in, but I didn't get a chance to even speak to say hi after it. But it was, and you know, in Philly, we was getting it in.
Right,
So
right.
you can only imagine. I'm thinking, I wonder what was going through his mind when you are singing a song and people, their reaction is like you recorded the song, like you're the original. I
Right.
mean, it was just, pandemonium. It was,
Right.
every time we get to that section and throughout the tour I did, that's just what would happen. So I said, I wonder what's going through his mind in watching or seeing that moment of those that have always said, oh, the closest to Teddy has been this kid that's Johnny Gill. It's
Right.
and I was so looking forward to that, to meeting them and seeing them, but never.
Wow.
But they come and left. I was
So,
just like,
so who today, who would you love, again, and just for the enjoyment of the fans, but somebody who, like when I asked Wayne Brady this, for him he said, Jamie Foxx. He would love to go toe to toe with Jamie.
yeah. I would probably say my uncle, Uncle Charlie.
See, I knew I had a because it's funny when we were talking about closing. We were talking about close. First, I said, if it's one cat, I would not want to have to follow.
Yeah. Uncle
is Charlie Wilson.
Yeah, Uncle and Frankie Beverly. Those two, and even Sweat. Sweat's catalog is insane. But that's so close to home that sometimes when I go on.
Charlie makes sense. Here's why. I think y'all's energy. I mean, when I think about Keith and I think about Frankie,
Yeah.
those are different styles.
Yeah.
I think y'all's energy is very similar. And
Yeah.
Uncle Charlie says, I'm old school and new school.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the rally is,
Yeah.
so are you.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
the thing is,
Yeah.
he pull out his old hits.
Yeah.
You pull out your old hits.
Yeah. He's got
he
a group.
pull out some
Come from a
new
group.
hits.
I come from a group. He
You
come
pull out some new hits.
Yeah.
But the thing
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
y'all energy in terms of, ain't nobody ever said y'all too laid back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you've ever went on stage and came out and the suit was dry.
Right. No. Never. Never. As a matter of fact, and if that ever happened, I'd volunteer to give everybody back their money.
That's like me. That's how I've always measured when I was in college. And people like, man, how was the party? My outfit dry.
Let me tell you, the party animal himself, the original. Let me tell y'all.
Hey, man.
Every party event that we've ever been, you want to know who gets the party started and who will not leave the floor and will until the lights come on.
Hey, dog.
And you'll go, aren't you tired yet?
Nah.
He's like the Energizer Bunny.
I don't drink.
That will
I don't
just
smoke,
go.
I don't do no
and where You'll be
drugs.
like, what the heck are you on?
Hey, dog. Hey, man.
And he goes. And ain't repeating the same moves. So it's like, yo,
hey, Doc, look, I believe in we gonna have a good time.
Yes.
We gonna sit here and get this thing. And I'm telling you, when I told somebody this here, I said, if you want to understand partying, I said, when you packing your bags, you got those weight limits on suitcases. I said, I went to Essence one year. And I think I went to Essence and my suitcase was like 69 pounds. It was one under that 70-pound limit. When I went back home, why was my suitcase 74? I had nothing new. I sweated through all of those, my linen suits. The suit, the shirt, the ascot was drenched. I got to the airport, I said, how in the hell is my bag 5 pounds heavier?
Oh my God.
It was sweated suits.
I've seen it firsthand. You tell me, I've seen it firsthand. But that's what I call living life, enjoying life, and being able to, even doing what we do, just in having a moment where you're able to just let your hair down. This is what it's all about. And this is
just
what
get it
makes
in.
Yeah, getting it in.
So I got to ask you this here. So I have this new thing now. I did this on Instagram Live. And I just come with this stuff. It just, trust me, I don't even think about some of this stuff. You already know I love music. You already know.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Jan, he's sending me stuff. I love music.
Yeah.
I got everything on my iPod except polka music. I ain't got no polka. But I got everything else. Else. But the thing, man, so one day I was on Instagram Live and I was talking about, I said, y'all, I said, it's some nice songs. I said, but I'm talking about that oh shit music.
Yeah.
People were cracking them laughing. They were like, oh shit music. And in fact, it was funny because Snoop Dogg jumped on my IG Live. And I brought him in. He was like, oh, you killing. I said, Snoop, this is that oh shit music. I said, I'm talking about when you in the car and it come on, you like, oh shit. I said, the song that make you stomp your feet, you throw your, I said, every song can't do that.
Yeah, that's right.
What? Give me 2 or 3 for you when you. That's oh shit. It come on. It just hits you in a different way. It just take. I don't care what mood you in. That song come on, and your first act. Oh shit.
My God, I gotta tell you, first Marvin Gaye's "Let's Get It On." As soon as you hear that, wow, 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 it's over. It's done. And Beyonce, "Get Me Body." That beat does something to me that drives me crazy.
Oh, Get Me Body?
I don't know, yeah, as soon as it comes on in the club, I could be sitting, chilling, talking. It drives me nuts, and I can't sit still. Yeah. And there's another one, Q-Tip. What was the other joint that he has? There's like several of them, man, that I just, if I hear them, I cannot sit still.
Bruh. So when you mention Marvin Gaye, Raheem DeVaughn performed with Fred Yonnet at the opening of the Howard Theater. Bill Duke handled the musical arrangement. Dick Gregory was there. Bill Cosby emceed. And Joe Sample was also performed.
Oh my goodness.
Bruh. So Raheem and Fred come out, and Raheem sings a version of Let's Get It On that I had never heard how it was arranged. I was like, that's not. So then I later discovered that Marvin did that version, and it was late. It was a demo, and then it was Let's Get It On Part 1, and then Let's Keep Getting It On. Dude, when I say I'm not lying, because this is how I am with music. I was in Houston a Thursday through a Sunday, and that was the only song I listened to.
Wow.
No, I don't think you understand.
Wow.
I'm talking about, I listened to this song 35 times in a row. I was in the parking lot of a Walmart. And was just in the car, just
couldn't.
it was just
Isn't that
hitting.
the freaking best feeling?
Dude, and I went
get
live, and it was like, damn, you getting in. I was like, on repeat.
Wow.
I'm talking about, I went through this period for 3 months. 2 years ago, I was only listening to Frankie Beverly and Maze live in LA.
Wow.
3 months.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to no.
Man.
It's just,
Man.
and the crazy thing is, my daddy would do that crap. When Sexual Healing, when he came out, he played that album, he played that record so many damn times in a row. I remember me and my sister Levita, we were in the kitchen, we were washing dishes. We were like, if he played that damn song one more time, we gonna break that fucking record. He was on repeat, and the crazy thing is, that's how I listen to music now.
Wow.
You swear the OJs Put Your Hands Together. You swear it came out last week. The way I was listening to it.
Yeah.
I even told Ed, I said, man, y'all got to do that in a concert.
Yeah.
I think about Charlie Wilson, Gap Band live in LA. They did a 48-second version of Wide. Johnny, that
Wait a minute, I think you played it for me. Remember we would play golf and
yes,
we were in
because I
Maryland
looped
on
it.
I
looped it.
And I was like, what is that? You was like, you never heard this?
Dude, that was like, that was so funky. I looped it.
Yeah.
I made like a 4-minute version. And I told Uncle Charles, I said, you got to do that in concert. But it's just the funkiest 48 seconds. I was just like, Da, 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 da. Wide. That's all they saying.
Wow.
Open up. But again, that to me, I think is why music is so important, because it hits you.
Yeah.
You sad, you hype.
Yep.
It can hype you up. It can fill a hole.
Yeah.
Whatever mood, that's what music does. Certain music will calm you,
Yep.
relax you. That's why I think it's just so powerful.
It's amazing because what other art can do that can make you happy, make you sad, can put you in so many different, take you through so many different emotional things. I mean, I love movies and I love sports, all that stuff, but nothing has that level of impact that music is.
In 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
See, you said movie. That's an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Art, it's on a wall. But you talking about putting something on.
Yeah.
How you and instantly.
Yeah, and so powerful that you can go to another country and we can't even speak the same language, but yet the song could resonate with them. And I've been to places where they don't even speak our language and they sing every note of the song, and then when they finish and start talking, you go, I don't know what they're saying. It's like you go, wow, this is how powerful music is.
Right.
It's universal and it's amazing. An art that is strong, that's really amazing.
It's very interesting to me when I have conversations with people about you and your career. People forget that there was a Johnny Gill before New Edition.
Yeah. Johnny Gill, I started out, and then there was Stacey Lattisaw, because she was the one who brought me into business. And then from Stacey, I went another solo album, and then went into New Edition. But it was funny because we still saw each other and crossed paths, because I started in '83 and same year they started. So we met up. I think our first meeting was at Hal Jackson Talented Teens pageant. And then we started, crossing paths and seeing each other and speaking, seeing what's happening, and, became, pretty good friends. But yeah, that was funny because how ironic, we started at the same time. And, then it all happened when it happened. But it was, I had a couple of solo albums before. My very first song that really started to get people's attention wasn't a hit. It was just an attention grabber. Was Half Crazy, and that was written by Linda Creed, who wrote a lot of what she wrote with Tom Bell and them. And she wrote that was her very last song she actually wrote before she passed away of cancer. But it's like, and it's what I always tried to be conscious of and made a conscious effort was to not get locked into being just this one-dimensional artist. And people keep going, wow, he's like a chameleon. 1 minute you saw him, it was him, Stacey Lattisaw, then it was with the group, then it was with LSG, then it was Heads of State. I just constantly move to make sure people understand that I don't want to be locked into a box. I just want to express myself as an artist artistically and be able to have people to respect that and accept that, because.
But it also didn't also change the dynamic in that, unlike the other members of New Edition, who were a group and then who tried to do their own thing, you had already done your own thing.
Right.
And then you come into the group, and so your dynamic was different in that you weren't made by the group.
No. Yeah.
And that's a different situation when you are a successful individual. You come into the group, and so you're like, no, I'm bringing stuff with me, as opposed to I'm getting everything from you in the group.
Yeah.
Talk about how that dynamic was there, because that's a different interaction than what is traditional in groups. It's very rare in a group where somebody who's already successful joins the group.
I had, in the beginning when I first signed with Atlantic Records, Henry Allen, God bless his soul, they knew there was something different about me. Part of their biggest problem was we got a little kid that sounds like a grown man, and what do we do with him? Because what are you gonna do to old women? But yet he's got this voice, mature voice, but he's a kid. So it was really about timing of my the body catching up with the voice.
Right.
I remember them when I recorded, a few of my solo records, and then as time went on, having an opportunity to join forces with the guys when they had asked me about doing that, it was like they were already out there. They were already hot, one of the hottest boy band out there. And I remember having the conversation with my manager, Bill Underwood, at the time, and we were all talking about how this can actually help me in the sense that you're going to get this level of exposure and to that younger audience that might not know who you are, because my music was so mature.
Right.
And I was still young, but yet at the same time. So it's like having that springboard, having that opportunity, we all brought something to the table. I think
Right.
they had reached a point where they wanted to get a more mature sound because they needed to make sure that they were growing with the audience. And so they felt like it was time to kind of balance out the sound, and thought that I brought that to the table. So it's like we all brought something to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that ultimately, when you look at it, nobody knew what this was going to really turn out to be. But we had two of the masters, two of the greatest producers I think ever did it, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. You can have a lot of talent, just like a coach. Coach can have a ton of talent on the team, but if he doesn't know how to utilize the talent,
Mm-hmm.
you just got a team with a lot of talent. They were able to take the talent and realize and figure out how to bring this in,
Right.
bring me in smoothly, and be effective, and yet at the same time,
Right.
not take the audience and make them think, what the hell is going on here?
Right.
So, they were just, Jimmy and Terry just, to me, just unbelievable producers.
Jimmy Jam and I were texting. He said, "Tell JG what's up."
That's my road.
Hatred on the streets, a horrific scene, a white nationalist rally that descended into deadly violence.
White people are losing their damn minds.
As an angry pro-Trump mob storms the U.S. Capitol, we've seen shots.
We're about to see the rise of what I call white minority resistance. We have seen white folks in this country who simply cannot tolerate black folks voting.
I think what we're seeing is the inevitable result of violent denial.
This is part of American history. Every time that people of color have made progress, whether real or symbolic, there has been what Carol Anderson at Emory University calls white rage as a backlash.
This is the rise of the Proud Boys and the Boogaloo Boys. America, there's going to be more of this.
Here's all the Proud Boys, guys.
This country is getting increasingly racist in its behaviors and its attitudes because of the fear of white people.
The fear that they're taking our jobs, they're taking our resources, they're taking our women. This is white fear. Like families, other groups, you have drama. And back and forth, Bobby in, Bobby out, BBD, all people, y'all come together. I remember when y'all went on tour, Michael Bivins hit me up and wanted me to record a video that y'all used in concert. And I said, New Edition is our generation, the Temptations.
Yep, I remember that.
And the reality is, look, I was texting Otis Williams. They still perform.
Yeah.
Otis
yeah.
the last surviving Temptation.
Yep.
Y'all have gone through a whole lot. All the drama over you grabbing the name, but you were like, yo, it was, if I didn't grab the name, somebody could have else grabbed it, and we would have been paying them.
Yep.
Where are y'all now? Are y'all reconcile? Are y'all saying let's get back together? Let's
Oh yeah.
Where are y'all now?
You said it best. And we're actually true. It's a true brotherhood here. And then brotherhood, and then families with siblings. You have your internal issues. We ain't never ran over it, shied away from that. But at the end of the day, we are a true brotherhood. And at the end of the day here, we have our time and our space that we need from each other.
Right.
And we always figure out to come back and come full circle. And where we are now, as we've all realized, even after Kobe passed away, that it's time for us to figure out and understand that life don't discriminate.
Right.
I made that first call to make sure everybody understand this could have been a call for any one of us. Life don't discriminate.
Right.
And that we have to understand that we, at this stage of our lives, as old as we are, there's more years behind us than there are in front of us. And how many more opportunities are we going to get to be able to do what we're doing to take care of our families? I'm like, we've been blessed. Some strange way, for some reason, God continues to keep setting and giving us all these great opportunities. And at some point, I was saying, that window at some point is going to close.
That's right.
So it was about us sitting down, talking about the things that we needed to talk about and the issues that we had, and we were able, and we do that and have done that, and that's been for a number of years. We would have issues, and then we figure it out, come back. That's the unique thing about us and the difference between us and other groups that they don't get and understand.
Right.
There's a real true brotherhood here that we have, and we have our knockdown, drag out fights, from whether it was physical, whether it's just yelling and arguing. But at the end of the day, when you see us come on the stage, it's like a nuclear explosion. It's just, that's part of, I think, our dynamics of what makes this group what it is. But at the end of the day, we're siblings. We talk, we check on each other, we deal with each other, want to make sure that families, everybody's good. And so we go throughout peaks and valleys, but at the end of the day here, and there's always something to work on, something to deal with, something to get over, a hurdle, a challenge that we have to deal with. But ultimately, everybody understands the brotherhood, and it's real. You can't manufacture that. This is just what it is.
But also, I think it is something you said when you said, look, there's no guarantee that the window will remain open.
Yeah.
All of you, it might be aches and bruises, might pull butt muscles playing softball games at Jeffrey Osborne.
It was my quad.
Oh, it was your quad?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Quad. It's amazing.
My hamstrings, I think it was.
Yeah, this is the quad.
Oh, yeah, it was the hamstring.
But all of this was...
well, it was all of that. It was the quad and the hamstring.
Right.
It was everything.
You pull a whole leg.
Oh, man. But I was cool about it when I heard it go... Psh. I was cool. I was like, uh-oh, something ain't right. And then I went walking back real slow, like, oh, damn. Just trying to be cool and stuff. Man, I sat down and went, sheesh, what the hell is this?
Went back to that hotel. He was howling in pain.
Oh, my God.
Jeffrey, get somebody over here.
Shoot. But that was fun.
But y'all still physically able. And the thing is, look, you do it when you can.
Yeah.
And to your point, you don't know.
Yeah.
And so that there's nothing worse if one of you can't.
Yeah.
And now it's not the same. It's not the same dynamic.
Yeah.
And so it's
God
like, yo,
blessed us,
man,
man.
put that stuff behind and, man, do it. Like, that's what I love. When I see Eddie, Walter, and Eric, look, Walter got MS. Hey, well, it's time to hit that stage.
He gets it in.
Because you don't know.
Yeah, you don't play. And I'm, we're working, getting ready to just flushing out the rest of the agreement. We're getting ready to hit the road, all 6 of us. So that's in the works. And then the Vegas residency, we're getting ready to, we're flushing that out too as well, to get all that stuff done. And go and get this done and have fun with it and understand that we are who we are. And it's nothing going to change. What we've made, the impact that we've made and the contribution that we made to this industry, it is what it is. And, it's time to just go have fun. Right just till the wheels fall off, but enjoy it.
Right.
We're not kids anymore.
Right.
We're grown men.
Right.
And got kids to take care of now.
Precisely.
Yeah, so it's been a blessing.
And the kids got kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Got
That's
that.
Right. You believe it.
Is there something a couple more questions. Is there something that you have not done musically that you've really been wanting to do?
Yeah.
What is it?
2, gospel album and a Christmas album. People keep hearing that
Really?
one song and think about it, for almost 40 years, I've never recorded a Christmas album. They only hear that one song, Give Love on Christmas Day. I've never, and I keep saying every year, I'm gonna do a Christmas album. I'm gonna do a Christmas album, and never got around to do.
Now,
it.
when you say do a Christmas album, are you talking about? Because here's the thing with Christmas albums, which are very difficult. There are a lot of folks who say, I only want to hear, the standard traditional songs. Kim put out a Christmas album. What I love about it is there were no traditional songs, but I really love it because it's unique.
Original, yeah.
And so, do you want to do a cover of traditional songs, or do you want to just do original material that's a Christmas album?
Mix, cover, and some originals.
Favorite Christmas song you want to be on an album that you want to sing on it?
This Christmas, Donny Hathaway. I've been more inspired by
Fast or slow? Because the Temptations verse, remember, starts off slow, then picks up.
It's slow.
Okay, all right.
I love the energy of where it's kind of in the mid-tempo, where
right.
but just when you just hear these bells and you get the whole, and these chord changes, it's like magical to me. But at the end of the day, it's like that and Mariah's All I Want for Christmas. That's an original. And
right.
You know how tough it is to, in this day and time, to really create a huge Christmas song, original. Most people only like
that becomes
covers.
a classic.
Yeah, it becomes a classic.
Right.
That's
that's
huge.
hard. That's hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Gospel, okay.
That's my game. That's my dream that I want to do.
Gospel album, same thing. Would it be original, or is there a gospel song that you absolutely got to do on it?
I would mix that with some traditional and originals.
So who? Okay, so if you did it, who do you want to partner with on that?
Kurt, John P.
So when you gonna do it?
I keep threatening to do it, and I'm like, I do want to do it. I absolutely want to do it. I have some.
Anthony, bring my 2 phones over here.
Yeah.
So have you talked to him? Have you talked to him about it?
No, I haven't. But I mean, we've talked. I talked to Kurt, and I talked recently. Talked when Rance passed away. I was so distraught. I couldn't even hold it together, man.
We had talked 3 weeks before that.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't even hold it together. And he was just like, man, but I told him, please give the family my best. At that point, I was just, because I just saw Rance maybe about 7 or 8 months prior, and then we kept saying, said, we got to do something. We got to do something. He was coming into DC, getting ready to work with someone.
I had just sent, Steve Harvey had sent me a text, just saying, hey man, checking on you, how's your health, how's your eating? And I said, appreciate that. And he said, brothers, we got to check on each other. And I then said, bring it here. I then said, I think I sent a text to about 20 different brothers. And Rance was one of them.
Oh, wow.
And he called me when he got the text. And so we were able to talk. And it was 3 weeks before he passed.
Wow.
And we had talked, and he had told me, he said, yeah, man, I'm sitting here. I said, this surgery. He said, man, I was sitting here in my bed, and in these silk boxers on these silk sheets, my big ass slid out the bed. He said, and injured my back.
Oh my God.
We hollered laughing.
Oh my goodness.
We hollered laughing on that call. Man, had a great time.
It tore me up, man.
Now you said John P. Key, so you hollered at John?
No, I've never even met John. But I know my
Are you
brother
serious?
knew him. Yeah, my brother knew him, and I was just like, man, this guy is just a freaking monster. He's a beast.
Dude,
he's a beast.
So I had heard John P. Key. I had listened to his music, but during COVID, and you already know I love music, and I ain't no DJ. I ain't no DJ. But I'm playing music on Instagram. And man, folk were hitting John and said, man, Roland is killing your music. And I was playing his old stuff. Show Up.
Yeah.
I was all kind of stuff.
Oh man.
Man, John he hit me up. He said, he said, nephew, he said, man, all the love you showing me, all the stuff. Man, he was, so I'm jamming.
Wow.
I'm doing that
wow.
thing. Man, when I say we were rocking that thing, when I
Yeah.
say we were out, so when he performed, he was in Tulsa. He came to Tulsa for the 100th anniversary of 100th anniversary of the Tulsa race riots. And he performed, I was right there on stage. Man, he's killing it. And he was like, he said, man, you got me listening to my old stuff. And I just told him, but he, hey Doc, that bro there.
Boy, let me tell you, he's a freaking monster. A monster.
Yeah, yeah.
Unbelievable. I was like, man, I'm like, never met him, but I know my brother knew him or met him or talked to him and said he had mentioned me. And I was like, John? I'm like, wow, he's a monster.
Dude.
Beast. You know, so, yeah.
So, John P. Key, I'm sitting here interviewing Johnny Gill.
That's what I do.
Johnny Gill just said two things he wanted to do, is a Christmas album and a gospel album. And I said, who you want to do it with? He said, I want Kirk, I want John P. Key on it. So, and he said he ain't never talked to you.
We talked on the phone one time years ago.
Years ago, I think my brother might have put us there.
Might have been. Let me say something to you. I owe you to produce whatever you need me to produce on your record. Let me tell you why. I use my as that's the record I go to as a reference record. Show Up, Not Guilty, all of those mixes. My bottom end sound, hey, let me go on and say pause, but my bottom end sound just like yours on all of them John.
Wow. Oh my God.
Do me a favor, Roland's gonna give you my real number.
Yes.
Because I ain't playing.
Yes.
And I'm writing like a fool for everybody. That new kid, Jack Ross,
man.
To his record, I would be honored.
Man.
I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna say something that don't nobody else say. I don't need no money. I'm fat. I'm rich. I'm good. I'm country.
Wow.
I would love to bless you.
Man.
Bless me for years. Again.
Wow.
I use you.
Wow.
Vocals. Everything. I use that to reference my records.
Man. Oh my God. Wow. I was just sitting here. I'm telling Roland, I'm like, he's just a freaking beast. That's it. He's just a beast. I'm just like, oh my God.
Johnny, I just did the Rance Allen tribute. If you got an iPhone, shoot me a number. I'm going to shoot you some music. You're going to be so impressed with this record.
Oh, please. Yes.
Roland got it like that. Roland know he gets the music before everybody gets it.
Wow. Roland, you mean you've been holding out on me all this damn time?
What?
What's wrong with you?
And see here, okay, so John, check this out. What he don't realize is, he don't realize, when I interviewed Rance, I asked Rance the exact same question that I asked Johnny. And Rance said, I would love to do something with Eddie Levert. I did the exact same thing. I grabbed my phone.
No way.
I called Eddie and put Rance and Eddie on the phone together.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna make sure this man gets this record before it comes out. You got access to me, Johnny. I love you, man.
I love you, man. Love you. Oh my goodness. Man.
If anybody can find me, it's Roland. When Roland called me twice, I went on pistols out. I said, somebody that lived their life. I'm that gangster preacher. I have to keep my eye on that.
All right, John. I'm going to give you a number.
Yes.
Hit me up, man. I'm looking forward.
Yes, sir. Wow. Do we give you executive producer credit on the answer?
Just give me a little note on the line. Just say, Roland thanks a bunch. You know, just say, Roland thanks a bunch.
Let me tell you, y'all, this is my,
boom.
You know, you
got it. I already said it.
We all have people that we've known and been known in this business, and I say this, and I've said it to his face when I call him Pitbull, but when it comes down to, if I had to go to war and I had to pick one person on the front line to go to war with me, it would be my brother right here, my Pitbull. My freaking Pitbull.
My man. Well, you know, we had to do the sit down. I did one with Dondre with it, and I said, it's like all these brothers, I said, we've had all these conversations, all places. I said, no, we gotta sit down and put this thing on tape. I said, and bless people with it. And man, see, like that right there, here's the thing for me, and it's just real for me. When you said that, then when you said you ain't never hooked up with John, here's my whole deal. That don't cost me nothing. That's why I was like, wow. Not traditional interview. No, you don't say in the middle of the interview, hey, go get my phone.
Yeah, right.
You know,
right, yeah.
You didn't like cut the cameras, go. Right. No, my whole deal is, we here, you said it, click. Boom. And I knew he didn't answer the first time. I was like, I'm about to hit him a second time. He gonna answer his phone the second time.
Wow.
He gonna answer the second time.
Oh my goodness.
And for him to sit here and say, my.
Wow.
He's used that.
It's unbelievable. What happens is every now and then you forget how much you've impacted other people's lives because we do so much and do this so much, you know, but every now and then we forget, you know, how much what we do and will impact other people's lives.
Because you never know who's listening.
Yeah.
To think that John P. Key is doing gospel.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
He's using my.
That's crazy.
As a part of that.
That's crazy.
Well, man,
I need to get to the restroom.
We done.
Oh, we done?
We done, my brother.
Thank you. Wow.
See, now I'm looking forward to the gospel album.
It's coming, and I promise you, I've got me on film. I'm going to make that call to him to pull it together to make it work, to make it happen. No ifs, ands, or buts, because it wasn't done by coincidence.
And I'm going to send Kurt a text, too.
Yes, man, wow.
My brother.
Wow, love you,
I appreciate it, baby.
Yes.
Appreciate it, baby. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Man, wow. It's crazy, man, how life works, right?
Yes, sir.